Envy M161105DX, and this is got the A10 AMD A10 Trinity processor in there. Its core speed is 2.3 gigahertz, and then it turbos up to 3.2 gigahertz. And this one should actually be able to game pretty decently. For one big fact, the A10 has a built-in discrete class graphics chip that is actually very decent. And if you're trying to game on the budget and you don't want your laptop to overheat like mad, then you purchase one of these. Really good benchmarks on a lot of games on this class laptop. So HP gives you setup instructions, which is a little bit different. So they tell you how to turn on and everything. The picture of the laptop itself is just pretty nice. And now, this is something that's kind of important because Windows 8 laptops and Windows 8 is kind of goofy to set up. Windows 7 was very easy to set up, quite frankly. And previous products from HP are pretty easy to set up. But Windows 8 looks a little bit different. I've actually set one up before, and if you never used the Windows 8, it can be very confusing because a lot of the software that they've given you in the past is not available on Windows 8. And we might actually do a follow-up video to explain how that is with this laptop, because maybe we'll do the setup. Why don't we just go and do the setup, because that will show a lot of people that a lot of software that was packaged with Windows 7 isn't, from what I believe or from what I know, is no longer available on the Windows 8 laptops. So, excuse me, I just want to plug this guy in real quick. Oops, sorry. Get the power cord ready, and the battery. The battery should have a bit of a charge in there automatically. The 3-cell battery, it won't last too long. I believe that HP does give you different options for batteries. This is an Envy laptop, so it's not the Pavilion series or anything like that. There's no recovery media with the Windows 8 laptops. You never get a recovery disk with it. You cannot reinstall. You can't do a clean copy of Windows 8. Meaning if you have a Windows 8 OEM and try to reactivate it on this, there's no actual key on this, and I'll show you what I mean by that. So there's no key on it. So these laptops actually have the Windows 8 key, the program key. In the past, you would have Windows 7, Windows Vista, and you have a license key in the bottom. But Windows 8 does away with that. The reason is because the key is embedded in the BIOS of the laptop. The key is no longer on the laptop itself. So it's actually embedded in the system BIOS. And I don't believe that there's an easy way to pull that out. But this is actually a nice laptop. The bottom is plastic. It's pretty light without the battery. Let's put the battery in. It's hard to ever did a real big review. This has a single screw here. I don't really like this style because that means that everything is clipped in with retainer clips here, here, here. You open it too many times, it'll break. You actually have to know how to open it up. You can't just unscrew it and pop it out because you might actually break some clips. It has to be opened up in a certain sequence and pulled out from a certain side. Otherwise, you do end up breaking it. Once you end up breaking it, it doesn't look pretty. But the back is a nice brushed aluminum finish. This is a really nice looking laptop, actually. This is a really nice looking business style laptop, sleek. I'll hold it up. You have this, it looks like it's metal. There's kind of a CD scorching here. buttons are actually nice. They don't have much give and play. It's sturdy. It's not like a weak, it doesn't have just one maybe plastic prong arm holding it. It's very sturdy. This is brushed aluminum for sure. Hard reader, A10 vision, the Beats audio. You have a True Vision HD. This will be the HD camcorder. It should be 720. And why don't we turn it on? See how much battery life is in that laptop. We'll go through the initial setup sequence of an HP laptop here. It'll show you why Windows 8 is a little bit different and how it's hard to actually find programs on there. So I believe that with Windows 8, keep in mind that there's no more DVD software. Windows 8 itself cannot play DVDs. Microsoft stopped doing that because they just want to save money on licensing fees. So if you just have Windows 8 and Windows Media Player will no longer be able to play DVDs. So you have to find your own software. VLC Media Player, Media Player is a good program. But for VLC, you have to actually have a pretty decent graphics chip. Otherwise, it will actually stutter. You know, so. But HP and most manufacturers, they're pretty good in giving you software. Like HP has their DVD player, and they might include Cyberlink Power DVD. So, but if you have a laptop and you're gonna do a clean install of Windows 8, you would have to supply your own DVD program to play. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna plug it in, make sure that the laptop runs at full speed, and then we can go on from there. I've never been a big fan of how HP puts this plug here. A lot of laptops get damaged. It'd be better if it was in the back. But I can see that you know, that'd be a little bit hard to do. What we're going to do is we're just going to go through the steps, and you can see how to set up your. Now this is the license terms for the Windows 8 usage, and we accept all that. You don't have to go through all that. We're going to register the product, but we can actually register it a little bit later, because we don't want to put information online. So we can register it up later. Now this is what it is. It gives you an option to choose your screen color, and we're gonna actually do this, and then we're gonna come back. So. So right now, Windows 8 is actually installing apps and stuff like that. I haven't seen this on another laptop I've done. So keep in mind that when you start it up, if you're setting it up for yourself for the first time, it might take quite a bit of time. The installing apps is something that I've only seen on pre-built computers at the store. Of course, if you build your own computer with an OEM software, you won't go through this part. Okay, now Windows 8 has finally booted up for the first time. And again, let's see what HP has here for us. Now Windows 8, when you start up, it's going to start up like this. To get to any other part of the screen, any other program, you click on these tiles here. Or you go to the lower left or right hand corner. You can go to lower left hand corner, right hand corner here, and you see the settings pop up. We're going to, this has, I haven't said that, that's like a little start button I guess we're trying to do, but that's on mine. We'll go to settings, and you can actually power down from here, volume, brightness. So the brightness is up all the way. You have your available, as you can see here, the Wi-Fi that we have there. Networks go back, but this is where your PC settings are. Now to go to the desktop, we'll go to the desktop tile, and here we go, the desktop tile, and now this looks more like Windows 7. You have your Wi-Fi here that's accessible there. You have Norton, you have your audio. And Windows 8 has that nice tone, so it's a more user, peaceful sounding ringtone to it. Norton Internet Security, they package it with you. And what do you have here? Cool Sense on. So it's something just to help cool off the laptop when it's on your lap. Now, let's see what they've given us in this particular laptop. Now you see there's no start button, so how the heck do you find your programs, right? Literally, how the heck do you find it? You know, so you can't find it, right? So there's no way of actually, there's a few ways of doing it. You can go to start, it goes back over there, then you go back to the start screen, you scroll all the way over here, and there you see your HP apps. Okay, your register, which we skipped a little bit earlier, you register with HP. These are games, Kindle, Netflix, security, Skype. So here's what they do. Let's see if they give you a trial version of Office. Now, Windows 7 computers came with Microsoft Office 2010 pre-installed. You just had to buy the key, or they get, and in addition to that, if you didn't want to buy it, they would give you something called Windows or Microsoft Office 2010 Starter, which gave you basic typing, a Word program for basic typing, and an Excel program for spreadsheets. Now, the last laptop I had set up didn't have this, and again, it looks like they don't have it in here either. So there doesn't seem, unless I'm not looking in the right place, they don't give you the option to use Office Starter anymore. You just have to buy it. And I've actually tried searching for it in other computers that I've set up for some customers, and I don't see it anywhere. I tried searching for Office Starter, and I don't see it anywhere. But let's go back to our start screen here, and scroll all the way to the side. Okay. Now, these are programs that are actually installed, and you probably want to uninstall from here. But if let's say you want to uninstall, let's see, settings. I'm sorry, I think that we do have to go to the, and I'm not too, go to the desktop, and then we go to the lower right hand, then we go to settings, then control panel comes up. So you see that it functions differently depending on where you're at a certain tile. Okay, so once we're on the desktop screen, control panel becomes accessible for us. PC info also is accessible for us, and now we'll blow this up to make it big. 810 APU, we have Radion graphics, 2.3 gigahertz, 6 gigs of RAM, 64-bit OS. Okay, the system rating is not available right now, and we can rate it. Yeah, we can see, we can rate it, and we'll just rate it while we do other things. And let's go back to assessment was complete. Oh, that was pretty quick. Right. But so the 6.972 for the memory, 5.9 is the slowest, and that's for the hard drive because it's a 5400 RPM hard drive. 6767 for graphics, total. That's on a scale from 9.9. So the scale rating has actually jumped from 7.9 on Windows 7 to 9.9 on Windows 8. Okay, so it's still very quick. It's definitely not slow by any means. Now, how do you navigate? I mean, we could do a whole video on this, but I'm not going to unless somebody requests it. But File Explorer, you go to the File Explorer here, and that's how you access your computer. So this is desktop, your computer here, and that's what you see here. Okay, your videos and pictures are all accessible from here, unless you make a shortcut to it on the desktop. So there's no easy way to get to your files or music, really quickly. We actually, let's see, why don't we do a search, because it's hard to find. And here we go. When we do a search, all your applications come up here. You have all the junk stuff that HP gives to you: Norton, Netflix, Office, Register, Sports, Travel. Slide over on the bottom, And this is the software that they bundle in with you. Cyberlink UCam, which is on desktop, label print, a bunch of games, Norton, Cyberlink Photo Director, Media Suite. Why don't we put this? We'll actually pin this to the taskbar, because I haven't found a way to make a shortcut yet. And Photo Director, Cyberlink Power DVD. We're going to also pin this to the taskbar so that during the on the application you can actually find it. But Paint, Notepad, you're gonna have to use Notepad and WordPad to actually type. WordPad looks different. It looks like we're gonna pin this to the taskbar also, because like I said, unless I haven't actually figured out how to make a shortcut on this thing yet. I'm sure it's probably insanely simple, just at the moment I just don't know how to do it. And what else is pretty important? Media player for audio. We'll pin that to the taskbar too. Now we're gonna go back to our start menu, desktop, and now all those applications are on the desktop. We have this is the only WordPad, which gives you basic typing functionality now. And then we have our Power DVD, which will enable you to play DVDs, because Media Player can't play DVDs now.
Yep.
Okay. And Media Player doesn't even have sample music, believe it or not. What Microsoft has been trying to really save money, and you know, they don't even have much sample music or anything like that for you to actually listen to now. They're trying to go to a method where you buy everything from the App Store, like how Apple sets things up. I don't think that's going to be very successful, but we'll see. But this is a quick unboxing and a quick look at how a Windows 8 laptop is set up and how to navigate around it to a little bit degree. And some of the things that you think that might be there are there, but they're hidden. How to get to them is a little bit trickier. There's a company that actually sells a program that is an application that actually reinstalls a start button there, and then it'll work like Windows 7. And quite frankly, I think that that's the way to go. Windows 8 is more secure, and it actually it's a little bit faster in terms of searching for files and running certain programs. It uses hardware a little bit better, but it's at a big trade-off in terms of the UI, the user interface. So any questions or comments, please post them at the bottom of the video. In the future, if we have a chance to show off some games on this laptop, we will.